174. Meadow Lake Tribal Council is a tribal council based in Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan with 9-member First Nations. The members with Plains Cree populations are Flying Dust First Nation, Makwasagayakan First Nation, Ministaquan Lake Cree Nation, and Waterhen Lake First Nation, 146. Saskatoon Tribal Council is, as the name suggests, a tribal council based out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Cree member nations are Mistawases Neliawak, Muskeg Lake Cree Nation, Muskogee First Nation, and One Arrow First Nation. 175. Touchwood Agency Tribal Council, based in Punishee, Saskatchewan, is a tribal council of 4 First Nations, collectively known as the Touchwood Hills Cree, Paskanakwi-Iniwak. The Cree nations are Daystar First Nation, George Borden First Nation, Kawaikatus First Nation, and Muskowekwan First Nation. 176. 177. Yorkton Tribal Council is a tribal council based in Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Cree members are Kakuistahor First Nation and Ocean Man First Nation. 178. Without affiliation with any tribal council. Beardis and Oaks Maces Cree Nation, 179. Cow-SS First Nation, 180. Akapawace Nation, 181. Onion Lake Cree Nation, 182. Pheasant Rump Nakata First Nation, 183. White Bear First Nations. 184. Upstream People, Naitmi-Iniwak. Agency Chiefs Tribal Council is a tribal council located in Spiritwood, Saskatchewan, representing 3 First Nations, Pelican Lake First Nation, Big River First Nation, and Witchcomb Lake First Nation. 185. Battleford's Tribal Council is based in North Battleford, Saskatchewan. The 3 member nations are Lucky Man Cree Nation, Little Pine First Nation, and Poundmaker First Nation. 186. Interlac Reserves Tribal Council is a tribal council based in Fairford, Manitoba. The council has 6 nations as members, but the only Cree member is Peguese First Nation. 187. Without affiliation with any tribal council. Big Island Lake Cree Nation, 188. Thundershield First Nation. 189. Tribal Chiefs Ventures is a tribal council based in Edmonton with the following Cree members: Beaver Lake Cree Nation, Heart Lake First Nation, Frog Lake First Nation, and Cahuin Cree Nation. Beaver Hills Cree, Amisquequi-Iniwak. Masquesis Cree Tribal Council is based in the unincorporated community of Masquesis, formerly Hobima, Alberta, located 70 kilometers, 43 mi, south of Edmonton. The members are Ermineskin Cree Nation, Louisville Tribe, Montana First Nation, and Samson Cree Nation. 190. All 4 members have individual reserves that surround the community of Masquesis. Ermineskin 138, Louisville 138B, Montana 139, Samson 137, and Samson 1370. And all 4 share the reserve of Pigeon Lake 138, about 50 kilometers, 31 mi, to the northwest. 191. Yellowhead Tribal Council is based in Morinville, Alberta. Member nations are Alexander First Nation, Alexis Nakatasu First Nation, Oches First Nation, and Sunchild First Nation. 192. The Alexander First Nation is located on the reserve of Alexander 134, west of Morinville and 40 kilometers, 25 mi, northwest of Edmonton. 193. Alexis Nakatasu First Nation is based on the Alexis 133 Reserve, outside Glennevis, 70 kilometers, 43 mi, northwest of Edmonton. 194. The Oches First Nation and Sunchild First Nation control the reserves Oches 203 and Sunchild 202, which are adjacent to each other 40 kilometers, 25 mi, northwest of Rocky Mountain House. 195, 196. Not affiliated with any tribal council, Enoch Cree Nation, 197, Paul First Nation, 198, and Saddle Lake Cree Nation, 199. Enoch Cree Nation is located on their main reserve, Enoch Cree Nation 135, adjacent to the western boundary of the city of Edmonton. 200. The Paul First Nation is based on the Wabamun 133 Arsiv, 58 kilometers, 36 mi, west of Edmonton. 201. Saddle Lake Cree Nation is one of the most populous nations in Canada with 11,235 people as of November 2021. 202. The nation is located in Saddle Lake, Alberta on the Saddle Lake 125 Reserve, 24 kilometers, 15 mi, west of St. Paul, Alberta. 203. United States. Montana Indian Reservations. Fort Peck Indian Reservation located near Fort Peck, Montana. Chippewa Cree on the Rocky Boys Indian Reservation in northern Montana. Fort Belknap Indian Reservation located at Fort Belknap Agency, Montana. Other First Nations. Papascas First Nation, removed from land that now makes up southeast Edmonton, were a party to Treaty 6 but are not recognized by the Canadian government. Ethnobotany. The Cree used the pitch of Abies balsamea for menstrual irregularity, and take an infusion of the bark and sometimes the wood for coughs. They use the pitch and grease used as an ointment for scabies and boils. They apply a poultice of pitch applied to cuts. They also use a decoction of pitch and sturgeon oil used for tuberculosis, and take an infusion of bark for tuberculosis. They also use the boughs to make brush shelter songs. Use the wood to make paddles. 204. Hudson Bay Cree subgroup. The Hudson Bay Cree use a decoction of the leaves of Kalmia angustifolia for diarrhea, but they consider the plant to be poisonous. 205. Woods Cree subgroup. The Woods Cree make use of ribs glandulosum using a decoction of the stem, either by itself or mixed with wild red raspberry, to prevent clotting after birth. Eat the berries as food, and use the stem to make a bitter tea. 206. They make use of Vacillium myrtilloids, using a decoction of leafy stems used to bring menstruation and prevent pregnancy, to make a person sweat, to slow excessive menstrual bleeding, to bring blood after childbirth, and to prevent miscarriage. They also use the berries to dye porcupine quills. Eat the berries raw, make them into jam and eat it with fish and bannock, and boil or pound the sun-dried berries into pemmican. 207. They use the berries of the minus subspecies of Vacillium myrtilloids to color porcupine quills, and put the firm, ripe berries on a string to wear as a necklace. 208. They also incorporate the berries of the minus subspecies of Vacillium myrtilloids into their cuisine. They store the berries by freezing them outside during the winter, mix the berries with boiled fish eggs, livers, air bladder sound fat and eat them. Eat the berries raw as a snack food, and stew them with fish or meat. 208. Hudson Bay Cree use decoction. Cree people. Maset Kuwab, Chief of the Cree 1840-1843, Carl Bodmer. Buffy St. Marie, Cree singer-songwriter, performing in Norway 2012. Janice Akus, author, of Sekime, Saltio, and Nanankorm Arrival Metis Ancestry. Nathaniel Arkand, actor. Ethan Bear, B. 1997, NHL hockey player for the Carolina Hurricanes, 209. Irene Bedard, actress. Robin Bourgeois, author and academic. Joe Buffalo, actor and skateboarder. Ashley Calling Burnham, 2015 Mrs. Universe winner, actress and First Nations activist. Mary Catherine Campbell, former Miss America pageant title holder. Harold Cardinal, writer, political leader, teacher, and lawyer. Lorne Cardinal, actor. Tantu Cardinal, actor. Jonathan Chichu, NHL and KHL hockey player. Belinda Daniels, language teacher. Billy Diamond, political leader, first Grand Chief of the Grand Council of the Crees, Eowis. Neil Diamond, filmmaker. Angela de Montigny, fashion designer. Michael E. Clund, actor. Connie Fife, poet. Theron Fleury, retired NHL hockey player, humanitarian, spokesperson, and author. Ralph Garvin Steinauer, 10th Lieutenant Governor of Alberta and first Aboriginal to hold that post. Edward Gamblin, musician. Mary Grey Eyes, 1920-2011, the first First Nations woman to join the Canadian Armed Forces. Michael Grey Eyes, actor. Thompson Highway, playwright, librettist of the first Cree language opera. Tyson Houseman, actor. Helen Knott, activist and author. Cody Lightning, actor. Ovid Mercredi, National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations. Delia Okoku, lawyer and activist. Brinson Pelletier, actor. Romeo Sarganush, Member of Parliament for Abitibi by James Nunavik Eau Quebec. Buffy Sainte Marie, singer, 210. Paul C. Sequoises, writer and journalist. Cree Summer, singer / actress. Rose Ann Supino, actress. Clayton Thomas Muller, activist and memberist. Richard Throssell, 1882-1933, photographer. Michelle Thrush, actor. Loretta Todd, film director. Gordon Tutusis, actor, 211. Shane Yellowbird, country singer. Alfred Youngman, B. 1948, educator, writer, curator, artist. See also. Cree syllabics. Wakotoin, Cree law. James Bay Cree hydroelectric conflict. Mishif. Okishito. Notes. A main reference.
Yes, that was about Crees. Let's see when it's last edits. I used to do that. Yes, now I need a break. I like to get out shopping. I have some empty bottles. There's some called schnitzels. There's some pork meats. This little discount store. So this First Nation people are not going to Lidl, they are going to hunting their own fish and meats. But I don't know how I'll do that. So probably I will starve to death if I be there in nature. I don't know how to catch food for myself. But that was the Cree. That was the many small villages, small airport. Many they are so remote, they only have access by airports up in Quebec and Nunavut. But there was many like 100 tribes and many tribes, councils. That's so many, I don't think they can find out themselves how many there are. And this one of the community, like 95% was only speaking this Cree language. So that's a problem if you're a citizen in a country like Canada that speak English or French. You don't even barely speak English. So that will be a problem if you're going to live your life in a country you're a citizen and you don't really speak English. But many of these First Nation people have a lot of problems, because when they're leaving this reservate, going to the big cities, Toronto, Montreal, all these big cities, South Canada, many of them that get problems, they're using drugs and drinking, and many of the female, there's many of this First Nation, the native female, they're disappearing because they got killed. There's many hundred is disappearing because some Canadian male, they are preying on this First Nation females that got into problems. They have drug use or drinking. Some are prostitutes in the cities in the south in Canada. So that's a big problem in Canada. Many of this native female, they are disappearing. That's many hundreds. They are disappearing from their family and tribes up north. They are traveling to the big cities south in Canada, and then they get in trouble because they're meeting bad people. They are maybe starting drinking a lot. And because they have lived their whole life in some kind of tribe up north, they don't know how to live a normal modern life. So that's many of these female are disappearing, many hundreds, and many have got killed and never find them again. So that's a big problem in Canada. But now I need a break. I need to get out shopping a bit.